Notes from the Upper West Side, a novel by Dan Wrench.
Chapter 133, The Wifely Wifeliness. I had been in the back room of Whispers on 6th, the factory room, for less than 2 minutes, and with almost no effort, I had bang believing the real reason I scurried out the night before was to meet Junior in a French restaurant with the Vogels. The Vogels were a stroke of genius. I barely remembered them, but now I saw them in my mind's eye. Mr. Vogel, charming and aristocratic, a black bow tie type. Mrs. Vogel, a combination of Jackie Kennedy and Doris Day.
So what's the big deal? Bang asked. You have to make eye contact with your wife over candlelight or she forgets the wifely wifeliness?
Dude, that's my wife you're talking about.
So
she's not on the block each night in exchange for the highest bid, he laughed.
In my dad's house, the wifely wifeliness is my mom lets him have a pizza on Sunday. I guess you could say my dad is on the block, but my mom's bid is always crusty cheese and pepperoni in a cardboard box.
Oh.
But seriously, these Vogels, you have to buy them a souffle once a week? Or no wifely wifeliness?
There was just something about the way he grinned when he said wifely wifeliness that said the story about his old man and the Sunday pizza was a pile of shit shoveled from some secret Brooklyn enclave of horse rectums. Yeah, I love a good pizza, I said evenly. Why do you think I ran out of here? He laughed that goose honk of his. My story had been approved. If only I could get it stamped authorized, I thought. Authorized in big letters and on a certificate that looks like it comes from the Hall of Records.
Good to know, he said. Yeah, and it's kind of a relief a lot of us thought. Holy, more than a lot of us, like all of us thought. You ran out of here because my metal finger routine had everybody laughing. Sorry if I got carried away, by the way.
You're shitting me. Aw, shit. Did everyone think that? That never went across my brain. Dude, I love that routine. I just had to leave because, I had to meet Junior, and if I was late, she'd send me to jail. Directly to jail. No passing go. No
wifely wifeliness.
Bang laughed. I wanted to bash out his front teeth, but instead, I just laughed along with him. I mean, Junior is my wife, and here's this guy insinuating she's some slut trading snatch for favors. I think he could tell I was annoyed. His glance lingered on my face just a little too long, like he was trying to figure out my look. Yeah, I said, all cheerful. I had to maintain my life's too short so I don't give a fuck attitude. That should be the penalty in Monopoly. Do not pass go. Do not get a week of wifitude. He laughed himself breathless in little goosey convulsions. Then he stopped and said,
We should make a game like that on the internet or on Android or the Xbox. Just like Monopoly, only when you buy hotels, you also have to buy blowjobs from the chambermaids.
Ha! I said. Chambermaids? Did Parp tell him about Fern? Who else did Parp tell? Hey, I know a guy who could make that game for us, I said, all calm, like I couldn't imagine what he'd look like coughing up blood. His name is Jeff. Chumbucket Jeff. Every time I see him, he tells me how he has this friend who writes code to go with his photo spook images. Jeff and this pal of his make games for Xbox.
Wow, you know a guy like that?
Actually, Jeff has been working on his first game for the past 7 years. So, in a court of law, I think you're as much of a guy like that as he is.
How?
He's a bartender. The only difference between you and me and him is he tells people he designs video games and we don't. Bang honk.
Fucking bartenders. Hey, don't you go around telling people you're an actor and a model?
Don't you go around telling people you're a comedian? We both had big laughs. Too big. The kind of laughs that say, touche, asshole. Those laughs died down pretty quick. Then we started working on our mini assembly line of cunt tobacco packaging, and he started crooning. You know, an exaggerated Bobby Darin-esque rendition of some spy thriller theme from when I was a teenager, only with these words.
Your wife craves my schlong, or so it seems. She drains my stones dry each night in her dreams.
He goose-honked gently to himself. I could feel the valve in my brain getting ready to blow. Then he started over again, but with slightly different words.
Your wife bites my crank, or so.
I lost it. Hey, asshole! I screamed. He turned around, his eyes wide. That's my wife, you fucking fuck.
Huh? Oh, no, I'm not talking about your wife. I never met your wife.
Oh, yeah. I just heard you say your wife bites my crank, I said, and we were talking about Junior and Wifely whatever. He held out his hands flat toward me, the international sign for stop or slow down or hold on there part or something.
Polsky, he exclaimed. It was a coincidence I met the universal wife. Swear on the grave of Atticus Finch.
I was still fuming, but he was sort of convincing me that, yeah, it was probably just a dumb coincidence.
We were talking what, wife? He said. You put the word wife in my head, that's all. My brain took over and did the rest of the work, as they say, spinning up a song.
I kind of laughed this hiss laugh I do when I want to seem like cool guy. He goose honked. At approximately that second, Fonda walked in and swear to that Aztec god with the dead bird in his belt. She looked almost naked but still dressed for business. She was wearing a short black skirt and her blouse was made of sheer gray mesh hanging from that collar made of earth tone rings stacked around her neck so you could see her tits hugged and pushed up by a bulge-holding bra. Junior has a couple bras like that, black and heavy duty. They have the word stalwart sewn into one of the back straps.
Notes from the Upper West Side is a work of fiction. The people depicted in this work do not exist.
Notes from the Upper West Side. Copyright 2024 by Dan Wrench.